How's everybody doing today? Welcome, welcome. The next episode of Pulsechain Times. Joining me, the fabulous Fast Abdul and our special guest today, Randy Halarski. How are you, buddy?
Hey, boys.
Doing great, guys.
No cigar today for me because after this stream, I'm going to a local brick and mortar and having a cigar with Hex Monkey.
Nice.
Yeah, so I don't want to overdo it. I don't want to.
I don't know how this whole time I thought he was an East Coaster. I didn't know he was a West Coaster.
He is definitely in the Bay Area.
Okay, all right.
Yeah. Very cool though. This will be our second cigar trip, and we always take pictures and send them to RG3, so he can be envious. Basically, we're having cigars at a place with Monkey, and you're not. So how are you guys doing? You guys liking these moves we're having right now? You just said Fast Abdul the BTC is 107, yeah.
107, yeah, and ETH is up over 2,500 again, so lagging a bit, but generally productive.
Yeah, very good.
We needed this, guys. We needed to get back above. We're not above it. We're right on the resistance line right now, sitting. We're exactly on it. So it usually takes a bit of time before we bust through, right? And maybe 3 or 4 tries, and this would be like the third try in the last week. So let's get going. This range, we've been range bound now for a couple weeks, and now it's just about patience to get through that resistance to make it. What's it called? Jeez. Support. There we go. We want it to become support rather than resistance. So.
Speaking of support, thank you for the support of the Pulsechain Times, sir. $20.
No problem.
That's Solidex. Take a look at them, you guys. They're going to be traveling up and to the right. It's my belief, not financial advice.
I love it. This is the time where everything gets really exciting. And this is my first bull market as a founder. And
that's kind of cool. I guess mine too.
All of us.
Yeah, that's kind of really cool. Yeah. Let's hope we don't get like Charles Hoskins, but more on that later, right? Might be his first bull market behind bars. But
that's one of my life rules is stay off the hard drugs and out of jail.
Hard drugs and out of jail is a good place. No chrome bracelets. Welcome Hex T Armstrong, Crypto Cat 46, Moonmutt. I'm going to be talking to RG3 about your cigar, sir. Bright Light, a perennial supporter of the show. Diehard Hexagon as well. How you doing, bud? My favorite bunch of DJs. I resemble that word. Good day from Mangrove Creek. Tom Rudders. How you doing, buddy? Is that a buddy of yours, Randy?
These are all the folks coming from my channel, yeah.
All right, awesome. Who else do we got? Peter's in here from your channel, looks like. Jerry P. Smo. Boy, we got a lot of people on the show already today. Believe in yourself. I agree. And Tam. Love you, Tam. You're awesome. I'm going to bring up a page. I had to restart my computer before this show, just because I had too many tabs open. Let me see, and it slowed my machine down to molasses.
Yeah, my Mac it's starting to. I have to delete stuff now in order to add more to it. It's going on almost 4 years now. It's time to get a new one.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. Let's see. Restore this window. I should have restored these prior to the show.
It's all good.
It's all good. All right. I think we'll just start with a new tab.
I do have to say about the Bitcoin price, guys. I know that we're pulse chain lovers. We want to see everything pulse chain, but remember, Granddaddy Bitcoin leads the way. So it's like the movie The Patriot when Mel Gibson's running up the hill with the flag. That's Bitcoin for us. If Bitcoin's doing good, it's going to roll downhill to us. We'll get some of the benefits. So,
what do you guys think we could see for Bitcoin this cycle? Like, is there a 200K Bitcoin, 800K? What's in the cards?
I know some people are saying crazy numbers, but I'll be happy with 250. 250 would be a nice number. So that's a little over double what we are right now.
That's a crazy number too.
Yeah.
But
from where it came from, I bought it at $450
Right.
That is a crazy number. Holy
Even
moly.
if Ethereum just kept pace with that, right? Like if you had like around a 6K Ethereum and a 250K Bitcoin, I would consider that a win. Though Ethereum might make a move at some point. I could end up with a 30K Ethereum and a 250K Bitcoin.
Oh boy! Then what will Pulsechain do? Whoa!
Yeah, that would be crazy.
Did you guys see that that web page updated to show the Ethereum Authority webpage updated? It shows Richard Hart's wallet is the second biggest behind the Ethereum Foundation and ahead of Coinbase.
Yeah, that's the Pulsechain SAC address that you're discovering. You're discussing.
So that is one of the things that I was going to show on here. So Wild SJ.
How come you can't find? What the hell, man? That's the only thing everyone's been talking about
on Twitter, man. I could share it.
I got it right here.
Okay.
Wild SJ put it up. She retweeted Max's tweet or X post. Yeah. That's pretty awesome, right? Brand new on the list.
Almost 30,000 more than Coinbase has.
That's ridiculous and almost triple what the U.S. government has, which is baffling to me, right? 60,000 tokens versus 166,000 tokens is absolutely crazy to me.
Pulsechain should just buy Coinbase.
If Richard Hart ran one more sacrifice, I think we could get more than the Ethereum Foundation.
He probably could. If the goal was to buy Coinbase, I think he could get more than the Ethereum Foundation. And then we could turn their office into a parking lot or something, and and build Hexaco beside it.
That would be awesome. What was it? Counting Crows song? Tore it down, turned it into parking lot.
Yes.
La, 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 la. There's a AJ. SJ is the positivity princess of Pulsechain. I agree with that wholeheartedly.
That is true.
She is all over the place, right? She's in every stream. If she's around and retweets all the good stuff. Let's do this one. Solidex. So Firewhale reposted this as well, right? Everybody, every whale has an interest in this right here listing, I believe, right? Pulsex being or Pulsechain being the number 2 holder of ETH globally is a big deal. It brings eyeballs to this chain 100%. You can't deny that anymore. The SEC cases are dropped. Pulsechain is the second largest holder of ETH, which is the number 2 of blue chips in crypto. I don't know where we're at with Bitcoin holdings, right? But it seems like our reserves are substantial. Yeah.
Huge.
Yeah. Any other Twitter feeds that you guys would like me to look at? Let's look at what Randy's been posting. Randy is a poster of Sal.
I'm a poster of things I don't like.
Yes.
And today is
and you can tell this is my feed, right? I like almost everything you post. So I'm a poster of things you don't like also.
I did put in a thing about the Rabby and D-Bank today. I made the post about that.
I agree with this, buddy. I mean, I know that there's a lot of hurt feelings, and there's probably hurt feelings on both sides now, seeing as Rabby went into the ones, right? With ratings on Apple Store, Google Store. But there's no denying they had a great product.
Yeah, it's true. And you have a feature on your Twitter that I do not. The ETH price.
So this is pretty badass, you guys. If you have the OKC wallet, right, as a plugin, I don't know if you can see that up here, right? The OKX wallet, I'm sorry. And you hover over it, it'll give you a chart.
That's cool.
Is that only you can see that, or does it affect your posts or anything like that?
Only I can see it.
But if Randy posts about ETH, then like.
So I clicked on that, and this is where it takes me.
Nice.
That's pretty neat.
Does it work for any Pulsechain tickers yet?
Oh yeah, it works for all Pulsechain tickers. So if you I'll go to Rackham's page, right? Because he posts in there all that. Let's see. Am I still sharing? No. Okay, let me go back and share.
I saw Brian Magruder in the chat. Brian made this as well. The nope sign that came from his company. The light up there.
Mr. Magruder, how are you, sir?
Oh, Brian's fingers are everywhere in the Pulsechain community. Everywhere we go.
He's helping me quite a bit. He has a friend that works with him in RPE that might be helping us with some marketing with that I'm doing with Rackham. So if you go to Rackham's post, usually he has something that's if it's not squished together. Yeah, can you guys see that?
Yeah,
it's a little pop-up. Yeah. Nice. So if it has a dollar sign in front of it, it'll do that. Now PLS, that is not the correct one, but PLSX is. So it does represent. So there is some funkiness there, but it's better than anything I've seen. I don't think I've seen anything else do this, right? And if you hard click on it instead of hover, it'll take you to the chart.
It'd probably have to be WPLS to come up, I imagine.
Yeah.
Maybe. Let's see. Ink is working. Hex. I wonder which hex it's going to show. Pulsechain hex.
Pulsechain hex,
yeah.
Wow. So it's kind of a cool feature. And
yeah,
again,
definitely.
I'm not shitting on any of the other wallets that we have in our community. KG does some great stuff. I installed this to take care of some other things that Rabby wasn't doing when they folded. So this is an interesting thing for a plugin. I didn't even know it did this, and I thought something was taking control on my computer, like I had some bug, and then I realized that was the plugin that I put in for the wallet.
That will cause anxiety.
Yeah, I'm going, what is on my machine? Why am I getting these pop-ups all over when I touch crypto stuff?
Did you see there was another sad day on Hex today? Somebody, longtime user, they updated their computer to the new Windows. At least they thought they were using the legal website, the real one, and they got hacked, lost everything.
Yeah, huge loss. It's terrible. It'd be such a bad feeling. I really feel for people that happens to, but it's like it is in your control. You gotta double check your links. You don't click anything from an email. It's
so this is Papa
Trezor all day long.
Right away, right? I have not yelled loud enough. I have failed him. Hardware wallet plus passphrase. Get it directly from the manufacturer. Get it now. I recommend Trezor. Attackers don't have your diamond hands. So when they get your bags, we all lose. I've been a proponent of hardware wallets, as has everybody within Magic Carpet Ride and people I talk to. You got to get one of those, you guys. 100%. And I hate rubbing it into a zizzle, right? But holy mackerel, buddy. Get a hardware wallet, please. It's brutal. I think we can absorb the amount of tokens that you had that probably went on the market, turned into stables and bridged out. But I would rather see you stick around here with your bags, 100%.
Yeah.
With
a name like Azazel, that's kind of worrying.
Yeah, it's not a good sign.
For those of you guys who know.
Yeah, it's not a good sign. Maybe it was in the cards. I do want to go over this a little bit. I have been working with Scuba Steve and Rackham, trying to put together some marketing stuff, right? And it's been going pretty well. We have some calls scheduled for this week with some people who do marketing for a university, and they're might be helping us with some of our social feeds. We'll see how that sorts out. But he's getting really active now, so I can't say enough that it can only be good. Right now, the stuff that's coming out of Rackham's feed is interesting, 100%. I'm glad he's back in the community and moving positively, yeah. And he's doing
He's going to put his money where his mouth is, though. You know, like, he's going to pay for some marketing?
Oh yeah. The money part with Rackham is not an issue, right? It's just finding the opportunity that's a bang for a buck, right? We've all paid for marketing or streamers or whatever, which in and of itself probably wouldn't have been best cost results per dollar, let's just say, right? So I think he's looking for something that is solid. Right,
yeah.
Not
real marketing.
Yeah, real marketing. And he's getting into this these little tutorials now, right? Which is interesting to me, because on this one, I retweeted this one, and I tagged Tiger God in it, and now Tiger Crypto God, is now putting out tutorials, which I find interesting. Like, he started doing that like 2 or 3 hours after I tagged him in this particular post.
Yeah, he put out a video today on TikTok. He's really taking this serious.
He is. I saw volume. I saw part 1, part 2. I haven't. So you're saying there's a part 3 now?
Or he just put out some stuff on TikTok. I saw when I was sitting at the coffee shop earlier.
Tiger Crypto God. So Tiger Crypto God may not, he may not be your particular cup of tea, right? But he is going after a completely different audience, right? And props to KR and Panos for reeling this guy in and having him switch, go from the dark side to the light side, right?
He was like a Pulsechain hater before, as far as I can tell.
Yeah, he is now a Jedi Master instead of a Sith Lord. Yeah?
I don't know if that's what's going to happen, buddy.
He still looks somewhat Sith, though, so let's just call him. He's a plant. He's an infiltrator.
Maybe more of a Han Solo type character.
Kind of like me. Han Solo's my favorite character. I'm the rogue.
That's everybody's favorite character.
Yeah.
And let's share this.
Nobody wants to kiss their sister. Han Solo's where it's at.
Randy put some. You did a chart on this, I thought, Randy. No, maybe I'm. Let's talk about this, Randy. What do you know about this whole thing?
That you can tell us.
Yeah. It's like somebody's been busy and providing lots of thick liquidity with the RH tickers. So now the number one coin with the most RH tickers as liquidity. So X and the X game that's about to launch is looking pretty sweet. Let's see what's going to happen. Maybe that liquidity will thin out as we get closer to launch. because you know what's going to happen when all the announcements happen. The less liquidity that we have, the easier it is to pump. So we know how that works. But right now, it's definitely great marketing. Looks really good. It keeps the price stable. And when the RH tickers pump, which they have been pretty good lately, it's been pulling up the Solidex price. And I think that'll continue to happen.
I do too. 17 million in liquidity with RH tickers is pretty badass. You can't fault that even a little bit, no matter what the project is. 17 million in liquidity with RH tickers is a big freaking deal. Holy moly, right?
And just imagine if we do, okay, let's be conservative and say we only do a 20x. All right, so that's 400 million. They're close to 400 million.
Yeah, just to put it in perspective, it's 11 million less than Magic Carpet Ride raised for sacrifices, but it's still good.
It's actually enough liquidity to affect the price of Pulsechain assets, right? Like if Solidex pumps, if we look at the main RH tickers attached to it, right? Like Ink in particular, Pulse in particular, would get pulled up by Solidex. So, yeah.
The other cool thing is, Firewhale was as you guys know, we're all part of the same cabal, right? We're in Randy's group. Fast Abdul and I, and Firewhale came in to speak the other day, yesterday, and gave us a little bit of lowdown on what's going on, and not much. There's no alpha that we can reveal. Not a whole lot of top secret squirrel stuff going on in there, just giving us updates on the build of the game and blah, 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 right? Very, very positive conversation in the direction that he's going, and wanting to make sure that everything that he's doing is rock solid and gorgeous. The video down below is actually pretty cool. So I like that part about that.
So what we're doing is, or I should say what his plans are, is he's going to have multiple silos that provide buy and burn for Solidex. And that, you know, everything comes in, and maybe one doesn't do a lot, but the other two do fabulous. You just keep adding, and you kind of keep finding new things that can provide a buy and burn. And these are real world things. It's not, we're not talking about just DeFi here. We're talking about things that you're going to be using on a daily basis. So that's I think that's what Pulsechain could bring. You know, I really would like to see Pulsechain be the gaming blockchain. Or where the home of the gaming blockchain, right? Where everyone has their games, where everyone has their headquarters, and then, like, you know, how we're planning on being on Base and Sonic and all these other blockchains that may be a little bit faster for the game experience, but the headquarters is on Pulsechain.
I love that part, right? Putting your headquarters on a chain that has 160,000 ETH in reserve, strategic reserves, is not a bad idea.
Yep. So we're about 8 weeks out. I see Briz is asking the question, Brizology. How long? You know, about 8 weeks. The licensing is all done. That they're working closely with the bureaucracy there to get it up on the website, and just doing a lot of modifications to the game itself to make it more, the first game, to make it more exciting and give you those dopamine hits that casino games like to offer.
Let's see what Briss has been posting. See if he's been positive or negative lately, Briss. Let's see.
Hey, positive. First one.
Very first one is positive. Good job, Briss. Oh, look at that. Second one's positive. There we go. 3 positives in a row, and we're not
on a streak. Briss is on a streak.
Yeah, we're not going to push our luck from there, sir. 3 positives for Briss in a row, and we'll leave it at that. Anything you want me to share on here, guys, before I stop sharing?
No, not really.
No?
Sure.
Briz says he wants a 50-50.
Take a look at my Twitter. I got some good stuff.
All right, let's go on Fast Abdul's Twitter.
Hey, Briz says he wants a 50-50 coin flip game.
All right, go play on the street with that. Go that's not that complex, buddy. There's us. It's like we're traveling back in time.
Indeed.
Do you want this, buddy?
No, let's take a look at the. I got a post on current farms on 2Fox. We got some pretty juicy APRs there.
All right. Is that showing up, or is it a pop up showing
It's
up?
good.
Dave?
Yeah.
All right,
No,
cool.
yeah, we can see it. So we got the RH laser printer farm that has all the RH assets paired with the print token over well over 1,000% APR.
Could that be why
Really?
Print had quite a run today?
Print had a huge run in the last day. It was up 80 some percent at one point. I think it's still on the 24-hour. Print token is still up 41%. So
That's
definitely a big day for print token. I think people are front running our improvements that they know are coming probably.
True. Very true. Real big index, agreeable index.
Yeah, and these are big,
I
like
gotta
400%
go into-
APR. Like that's that compensates you for a lot of impermanent loss there.
Yeah, it does. I have some vets that I need to put into that power. I like diesel power. What is diesel power, buddy? What's this one?
That's Crispy's pool. It involves his AF token, which buys and burns fire, I believe, and then he's got all RH assets paired against it. So clearly, that pool is getting a lot of votes to get that kind of APR.
So just because I know Crispy and I stream with him once a week now, you do also. This is not because he likes Ford F-350s. That's because he smokes diesel cigars.
Oh, it is. Okay, fair enough.
Yeah. And he recommended some to me and shot me a auction to follow, and I bought them. And they're not bad. They're a good cigar, like a everyday hanging out cigar.
Cool.
Awesome. Let's do this real quick, Dex. Let's do this. Print.
Second one down there.
Look at that. It must be nice to have a token that is actually on deck screener, sir.
Yeah, not a bad thing.
Why is it doing this? There we go.
Bang. Yep, that's the green candle, and you can see that, there was a bit of sell-off after that green candle happened, but it's fighting its way back up. So I think there's clearly some people participating here. There seems to be interest in the token. People probably got wind of the improvements. They're trying to front run that. I'm not surprised by the price. I was a little bit surprised it happened at that moment, but I think they're just watching the announcements and front running the announcements to participate. Also, they're probably using those tokens. I suspect they've moved into the ink print farm, as well as probably staking the ink to earn ink and ink the print to earn ink and ink dollars. So
true. And don't let this fool you guys. A lot of these transactions are happening on Fux.io, and Deck Screener does not pick those up. So there's a lot of transactions going on right now. With print token. You guys, I don't want to be self-promoting, but look at this chart. This is starting to look good too.
There we go. 30%.
Look at that.
Hey guys, the bull market's here. It's trickling in. I just want to say that on the back on that print chart, you could definitely tell that was the green really started coming in right after our meeting yesterday. Our noon Eastern no permissions meeting. You could see right on the clock there when the green candles started coming in.
Yeah, it's almost a matter of how fast your fingers are when you're listening to that meeting. Because last night I was streaming with Pulse Ray Vision, And I said, on Bistro, there's a small stack of MCR. And then Fast Abdul came on and he goes, no, there's not. And I went over there and it's gone.
It works.
A million tokens absorbed on the Bistro at a bit of a discount to the market. And I believe there's some on there at a discount right now. So if you guys go find 0xbistro.io, the color coding green and white are at or below market price.
I think Brightlight, is he here in the
He's in chat.
Yeah, but I got a private chat from him.
Oh, is he in the green room?
I think so.
All right, I'm looking at charts, so I don't see that window. Let me bring him up.
John Wallace said that Timothy Benjamin launched a coin called TFC. Really?
There he is. What's up, Bright Light?
What's up, sir?
Not much. How you guys doing? How's my sound?
You sound good, buddy.
All right, that's good.
You sound like
Loving
you're in
all
the
this.
Pacific Northwest.
Yeah, I'm in the Pacific Northwest.
Nice.
Lovely weather today. It's not raining, so that's a plus.
So our note chart is looking pretty good here, right?
Absolutely. Nice little flag.
Let's. A lot of times lately, this chart has been looking very similar, right?
But this is our secret.
We don't talk about this.
We don't talk about that. Oh goodness!
It's doing this. There we go.
It's holding up nice right now. Like
It's very similar, right? It's kind of mimicking the NOP chart a bit with not as many aggressive swings. It's an interesting token, you guys. If you have not supported Nick over at Hocus Pocus with Pulse Market with the NFTs and Hocus Pocus with all the farms that he supports, please go take a look at that. He's doing some really good stuff over there, and he's helping communities.
We like Nick.
He's helping communities. I'm going to bring it up. Hocus.
I'm working with those guys for my next thing, and it's going to be hot, and it's going to be it's going to be something that affects their token as well as my token, and they're good devs. They work every single day. So yeah, check out Hocus Pocus. Let's take a look at the Hawk token. I think it's at an accumulation range myself.
I'm not going to share this tab, you guys, because I can't figure out how to get my stuff off of it. It shows all my balances.
You just share a deck screen?
Yeah, Hocus. HOC, yeah?
Yeah, you'll have to disconnect your wallet first.
It's still, yeah, that's true. That might work.
I still haven't migrated wallets.
Yeah, I'm still using my Ravi.
Yeah, me too.
Hocus is coming up also, so that's awesome. I'm glad to see he's getting some traction. A lot of the farms like that he's helping us with, the homie don't play that farms rewards DAT, so he's done a customization for that. For the actuator protocol, you stake hex and HTTs and you earn actuator. For all the other farms, you earn HOC or magic. And whatever the thing that Fast Abdul's building is the S print and print, right? Is that correct?
Yep.
Yeah, well, that's with Hocus Pocus. I'm working on the next thing. The S print thing I worked on with Power City, and that's pretty much done. It's probably going to be out tomorrow. It's the liquid staked print. There'll be farms on 2 fucks for that. No impermanent loss. But with the Hocus Pocus guys, I'm working on something like the homie farms, except for you get paid in a rewards token that when you sell it will burn S print, and when you hold it, it will reward you with ink. Like Richard Hart's ink right to your wallet. So it's going to be a new take on these kind of farms. There are some technical difficulties, like adding a reward token that has an inflationary value, like because this is a MasterChef fork. It's not it's not easy, but these guys they're figuring it out.
Very good. Very good.
You know, we had to lower the inflation of the homie farms considerably because it was just driving us into the ground.
Because Max was taking it all is why we had to lower it.
All I know is somebody made like $7,000 in the first week, and I was like, congratulations.
All right, I'm going to stop sharing. All right. Very good. It's nice to see you in here, Bright Light.
Yeah, nice to see you guys. I don't get in very much during the weekdays, but hey, I do my streams at every Wednesday, and that's about it.
You look like
I've been trying to
do some lumberjacking, man.
Yeah, it's just flannel. It's better than wearing like sweatshirts and stuff outside around here when the wind kicks up because I'm on the coast and sometimes it gets a little chilly. So a flannel works great for it. It's not too like heavy. It's not too light. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so
layers are where
that's why I
it's
like
at.
my flannels. So definitely. But yeah, I know how to cut some wood. I do know how to go out and split wood, a lot of wood. So it's a perfect time to wear your flannel, you know.
Pacific Northwest has no shortage of wood, sir. Lots of
No.
wood.
Very bullish on wood around here.
5-pound tweet super chat from Foxy. It's almost like they're giving us 5 pounds and then we'll convert that to USDC and give it back to them at some point because they are our devs. But I appreciate that, sir. That has to be Shane.
Let's address the question that there was the question with that super chat.
So, with the stable legislation, what are your thoughts on decentralized stables?
Whoever comes out with them will be assassinated. Guaranteed.
So that means that this is going to be a 2-man show sooner or later.
Or it needs to be like a 1,000-man show.
Yeah. Get more people on board.
That's what everybody needs to do is create their own stable, and then they'll have nothing. It'll be like overwhelming, right?
I like the idea of Pulsechain being the stablecoin chain, right? Like, like why not have 10, 20 native stablecoins? As long as they all work, right? And like we know that some systems do work very, very well. I don't think it's a bad thing to have more stablecoins. They can be paired against each other. They can be bridged to other chains, which is one of the things I'd like to see. I hope somebody builds something where there's like dedicated farms on Ethereum or other chains for Pulsechain stablecoins. That'd be cool.
Yeah, I was thinking about that yesterday during our call when Tiago was talking about maybe a stable coin for Solidex, kind of like you did with the ink printer.
Yeah,
we could do something similar to that, and maybe that could be part of the game. That's so you can keep track in dollar cents how much you're making and those kind of things. It was just it was floating in my head when you guys were talking.
Yeah, wow. Could be a thing.
There's been a lot of talk on Twitter about the new update, right? For Ethereum. The fees there are incredibly low. Do you guys anticipate that staying that way through the bull market?
Well, I paid $4 for a transaction yesterday, so it's not that cheap.
On Ethereum?
Yeah. At night, it'll go into the pennies, but sometimes, even during the middle of the day, it'll still be a couple dollars.
Oh, really?
It could be $40, 3 months from now. During the day, that's not it's not that big a stretch if they get that traffic.
I'd like to see it like a lot of traffic on Ethereum to see where like the gas fees and everything go with this new upgrade to really see what kind of load it can take, and see if it's
somebody needs to launch
a little more scalable.
Another Bored Ape, and
see something like that,
because that's absolutely brutal. Most of the transactions I've been doing on Ethereum have been at night, so I have not noticed the whole numbers yet. So that's kind of cool. I did have like a 20 cent fee on Pulsechain though. Pulsechain's getting a lot of traction right now when it comes to transactions. There's a lot of transactions flying around right now at all times of the day too. You know, when you go over at night to Ethereum and you can get pennies transactions on Pulsechain, not so much. We were paying 20 cents for the gambling game last night on Pulse Ray Vision's show when he was picking numbers, paying 20-cent gas fees. And that was late.
It's coming. And what did RH say if it gets too expensive?
That's good.
Fork it again.
Just fork it.
Fork it, yeah.
Good.
Fast Abdul disappears and he tries to intimidate us with this whole jiu-jitsu master freaking thing. He could have put something up peaceful, but instead he puts something up like he's like the assassin, the Turkish sharpshooter in the Olympics.
You met me in person. I'm a man of peace.
You are a man of peace, buddy. I agree.
I gotta give it to people who, if you do martial arts, there's some times in your life where you really need them. And for those of you who do not know, I was a former psych nurse, and my few years of Aikido came in so handy, literally handy. Take your hand, twist it up, take it to your room. It's like it saved my ass so many times. So I recommend everyone learn something. Take a couple years and learn.
It's good for your brain, like for men in particular, like just the mental release of doing martial arts. Like I can tell you for a fact that when there's another man trying to choke you to death, you're not thinking about anything else. Your mind is completely clear. It's like one issue only. All your other issues completely gone.
Yep.
Amen.
I need air. I need air.
Yep.
I took boxing. So boxing may not be as helpful as a psych nurse.
You might get a little paper with getting sued.
Yeah. Back to your room.
Speaking of boxing, for all the boxing fans out there, people who do not know, I look out my window right here, and my neighbor is Roberto Duran.
Yeah, that's awesome.
He lives right there. So yeah.
That cityscape that I play at the beginning of all of our streams, I think that was like the most impressive thing to me that caught me completely off guard and unexpected was Panama skyline. It is freaking massive.
It's awesome. It's awesome. We call them the cocaine tower.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it is absolutely. All of us went to go to Randy's first No Permissions conference in Panama, and holy moly, the skyline of Panama is impressive. It really is. Yeah, it's very cool. Awesome at night too.
And you got to come to my house, and so you got to see the view from the house from here.
I got to watch the Buffalo Bills game at Randy's house in Panama in Spanish.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did you have a hard time understanding that in Spanish?
No, we turn it down.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You just make it silent and do whatever else you want. That's all I do. Yeah.
And got to meet Maximus and hang out with him for the first time.
Yeah, we're planning the second one now, so we'll have the site up probably. We're thinking by July 1st for the early bird tickets, and be ready to go for this year. We're starting like 3 months earlier instead of waiting till 3 months before the event. We're doing it 6 months before the event, so it should be fabulous.
Where can I buy Hex? I can't see it on Mexi. This guy is giving us the flack.
Maybe. But if you're not trying to buy X on MEXC, you're doing it wrong. So
yeah, you're doing it wrong, sir.
Yeah. Decentralized, sir.
Yeah.
Not your keys, not your crypto.
Very true. Very true.
It is a learning curve, though. It is a learning curve to do what we do.
Yep.
Yeah, I still run into people today. They're just like, they do not get it. They still think like Hawk Tua coin was like crypto, you know what I mean? Or like, and they're buying it on exchanges and stuff like that. No, it's not. decentralized crypto at all.
Yeah.
I am the original RH. What's up, Pulse Ray? Glad to see you on here. Have you guys played his game yet?
Yeah.
Yes, I have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On stream with.
Which game is that?
He's got this game, and it's like this globe of 100 numbers, right?
Oh, the Pig Miss Whale game.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
PPL game. Yeah, so I went in there one time, played it my very first time, and won. Right, so I got like 4 dark or something like that, and then there was some other dark that got put on Bistro that I also bought under market. So I walked out of there with like handfuls of dark on a like a very few pulse. I had a good night.
Nice.
I don't want to ruin that. So I didn't even play last night. I was just there to watch.
I don't even know if I won the last one of the Pink Festival game because I kind of walked away because you got to wait until the tickets are at 100, and then it'll just auto, and then you can snipe. That's all manual and stuff, but you could like do the bomb, you can do the fist, and one other, or the machine gun. Yeah, it's like 5 numbers
there's a
go away.
sniper gun, machine gun, bomb, and fist. Now there's 4.
Yeah, and I don't even know if I won anything on the last game because I was still waiting for people to join. That was like days ago.
The cool thing is, though, is that if you win, so I asked him on stream, I said, do I need to claim this? He goes, no, it just gets sent back to your wallet. So I didn't have to claim it at all. It just went straight to my wallet, which was cool. And this is last night's winner. He had the last 2 numbers that were last 2 numbers standing, CryptoCat.
Then he probably got the winnings.
Yeah, he
From the game I was in.
Text Monkey with the super chat. An unreasonable amount of my financial future is in Fast Abdul's frameworks. Please don't run me through.
Mine too. I'm right there with you, to be sure.
I'll send you all the dong you need.
Does that include retard die as a future stablecoin?
Yeah.
We'll have to talk to the Retard Eye dev. That's a separate project, but it seems to be holding up quite a bit better than PDI. So maybe that was the play.
Seriously, when was the last time you used dong for one of these?
I suspended dong, Vietnamese dong super chats when it was revealed that the PDI exploiter was in Vietnam, which may or may not have been true. It seemed kind of fabricated. But so, yeah, I suspended dong super chats until that situation improved. But since the exploit is over, I feel that, dong super chats can start up again.
Now, I saw a post yesterday that said that the exploit was happening again, and then KR and Giga and those guys said, no, it's not either. It's
impossible. The thing is turned off. It's just like it's a meme coin. That's it. The story's over. It's got a really weird distribution. There's some crazy whales who may or may not have the best interest of the community in mind, but it doesn't do anything. There's no exploit.
And Hex Monkey, just for future reference, this is probably the only situation in which you can actually be comfortable telling another man that you're sending him dong.
That's why I tried to make it clear what we were talking about.
Vietnamese dong, the currency of Vietnam, which makes for hilarious super chats.
Oh God!
Exceeded my expectations.
I watched a video the other night about Da Nang, Vietnam. Actually a beautiful place. I would love to go visit.
So I went to Utah with a buddy of mine, Rob, and we hung out in with Pulse Ray Vision. He had just got back from a 2 or 3 week long motorcycle ride through Vietnam.
What?
Yeah. He took and not big like BMW bikes either in Vietnam, like little tiny things that I don't know if they would hold my weight, right? Little tiny bikes, little 150s or whatever. But they toured the whole countryside, went to the shrines and stuff like that. He said it was unbelievable. And the guy who ran the tour actually puts payoff money in the tour price. So if you have to pay somebody to get through an area, they'll just give them the money.
Wow.
Look at that.
That's interesting.
Wow.
St. Wolf on our show here.
Nice to see you.
Good to see you, sir.
Nice to meet you on stream finally. First time. How's it going?
Hey, Wolf.
I don't know if you can hear us. I think. Can you hear us, buddy?
Hey, what's happening? How you guys
There
doing?
There we go.
Yeah.
I think he's not used to having a stream that doesn't have 5 charts and numbers running across them.
Yeah, I got thrown off. I was like, this is only one button? Wait, this can't be right.
It's so antiquated.
Your mouse ain't broken.
It's the 19th century.
It was too easy. I was like, nah. I'm looking under the computer. I'm like, what's going on? All right. Triplet Dad, how you doing? Fast.
Good, buddy. How are you?
Good, man. What's up? Randy, first time meeting you live. How you doing?
I'm doing good, sir. Welcome.
Great, man. And Bright Light, I think I see you in the chat.
Nice to meet you.
Quite up. What's
Finally
up,
on
man?
stream together.
Yeah, finally. First time.
I'm always in the chat, but never on stream.
Yeah. Yup.
On yours. No.
At the beginning of this show, buddy, Fast Abdul was talking about Bitcoin touching 107. What are your thoughts on that? I love your thoughts when it comes to movement of charts.
Let's see where we at. I actually didn't even look at the BTC chart today. Well, we have been pushing up. We've been quite bullish. I know that we're at 107, and my call I made on stream, and I'm still also in that same kind of thinking here, is that we're going to go to 110, 111, 112, somewhere around there, because one, there's some resistance there. Makes a lot of sense to me, but I think there's also a Bitcoin conference next week.
Yes.
Arizona. Yeah,
Vegas,
so
yeah.
it would make sense that it would probably keep pumping at least into it, right? So I'm not, it's hard to pin anything down now. Everything's extraordinarily volatile and things move on, the strangest things. We're moving in either direction in big swings. So I'm just going off. Okay, I was already saying, I think a week ago, that we could push up to 110, 111, 12. Find out there's a Bitcoin conference. I'm like, okay, maybe we got a little bit more to go here before we get a pullback.
I got a funny story about what happens in these moments. I was at the Latin American Bitcoin conference in Bogota in 2017 when Bitcoin was, first going through 12,000 on its way to 20,000. We were at dinner, and all the big names you could think of, it was Trace Mayer and everyone you could think of was there. It was nuts, right? And every $500 it went up, the whole room would just explode. Everyone would just be screaming and yelling. We're like, "Oh my fucking God! Look what's happening right now!" And that was a great memory. And I think we're going to get those same kind of feelings with Pulsechain and what's happening in our community. What we're seeing right now is so small compared to what we've experienced in the past in crypto. Hexicans understand because we had that 3-month period in 2023 when everything went, or 2021 when everything went bonkers. But here we go. We're at the gates again, and it's you guys, if you've never experienced it, you're in for a treat.
I'm looking forward to it. I can't say I've ever experienced that type of growth. Right, like I came into, I bought Bitcoin at 60K on its way up to the top. Right, like that was my entry. So I think, participating on Pulsechain, at the bottom, the top, and everything in between. If we get that kind of growth, it's going to be a good feeling.
Yeah, it will
Yeah,
be, buddy.
I've experienced a little bit of that kind of growth, but like thousands of dollars in a day, like on Bitcoin, it's kind of like euphoric. And then you go to like 50%, 100%, and daily after day after day. That's just going to be a whole nother level. You know what I mean? Especially when everybody's like jumping on everybody else's stream. Everybody's going to be so happy. It's just going to be a great thing to see.
Getting
You know.
goosebumps, man. Getting goosebumps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There, we had a little a small vision of that on Pulsechain when RH broke out the wallet, or the OA or whomever, right, broke out the wallet the first time, when was putting $5,000 clips out there every freaking half hour or whatever, right? And people were going a little bonkers. It was sending things pretty up very quickly. There was some gains to be had there on liquid loans that day. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that. But you're right, Fast Abdul. 5,000 is nothing compared to what can happen here shortly.
Oh, look at that Ethereum wallet. There's like billions of dollars, right? That could, in theory, be deployed to Pulsechain. I would like to see that money move to Pulsechain, even if it was not deployed. Just if like it was bridged to Pulsechain. And see, when you looked at the TVL of Pulsechain, all that ETH, which could still be an ETH, like it could just get bridged over with the Richard Hart bridge and sit on Pulsechain for people to look at. I think that would probably get some attention.
Yeah, that would get major attention.
Or half of it even.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah.
Even just 10%, they would probably go, okay, what's going to happen here? You know what I mean? Is it going to start rolling all over, or just a percentage? Yeah. That's just going to be an eye turner.
ETH on Pulsechain anyway, right? Like there's farms for ETH, like bridged ETH from Ethereum on Pulsechain, and there's leverage on ETH with the FAME protocol. There's borrowing on ETH for ETH with the Fiat protocol, which is a fork of Aave. And maybe like if there was $1 billion worth of ETH on Pulsechain, I bet you people would build more things for ETH on Pulsechain. We might see other forks that would like service ETH on Pulsechain, which I don't think would be a bad thing at all.
I think that is a high possibility. Well, speaking of ETH, Mr. St. Wolf, why do you think ETH has been lagging behind the BTC chart?
See, when I came, you guys were talking about Vietnam and beaches.
Yeah, we do like Vietnam.
You guys
one of the
we
guys
do like our dong.
Yeah, you were just getting warmed up. You were talking about the dong, and now you made this hard pivot on me.
Yeah. To answer this question,
who does that?
Iron Butt ride is going from LA to Vegas and back on a motorcycle. So it wasn't an Iron Butt ride. It was more of a guys with a bunch of money that travel 150, 200 miles a day, and then you get Vietnamese coffees and pad thai and anything they could eat along the way, to where they're gaining more weight than they left with by the time they get back.
Iron Butt. It's only American thing. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, let's see what else do we get here.
So look, honestly, ETH has been controlling the cycle, and BTC was going to push up no matter what. It's a 4-year cycle; it's going up, but most of the crypto natives or people that have been around for a while, they're in altcoins, mostly, right?
Yeah,
and ETH has been wanting to turn bullish all cycle, so. To me, the signal I was getting, especially in areas where it was breaking down in, what was it, December, already broke at about 37.73, if I remember correctly. It was telling me that whatever the larger market maker is not ready to have this altcoin cycle yet. Because ETH is going to time that. ETH is going to decide, right? And BTC can just stay where it is or strong or do whatever. But it seemed to me like ETH was going to move when somebody took its foot off it. If that makes sense, right? Because that's going to move the total market. That's going to move the whole entire market. That's going to move because the altcoin market's massive. We really don't know how high it could go this cycle. We really don't. Just on total 3 minus ETH and BTC, like it could be quite crazy. And I think they know this. The larger market maker, whatever.
Yeah, I think. Everybody's getting kind of slapped in the face by that chart of ETH holders. I don't believe that there are a whole lot of people out there that realized how much ETH Richard Hart has. I don't think a fraction of the people. I bet less than 5% of the people realize how much ETH Richard Hart has. When he's got more than Coinbase, largest DEX.
He has a lot of E. He's a lot of E.
Right. The government with the most aircraft carriers on planet Earth, right, has more ETH than those guys. It's kind of insane. It's insane how much ETH he has.
So notice lately that most of the cryptocurrency market has been like the mining industry. You know, like since ETH went to proof of stake, like everybody's like been all about Bitcoin and the mined coins and all these ETFs that flow on top of it. It's been kind of interesting, and that's probably a reason why ETH has been lagging, is because it went to proof of stake. It's just,
I think the stake, the fellow in the chat was just asking about ETFs for staked ETH. I think that's for sure coming. And the last ETH upgrade, I think, was meant to possibly facilitate that, because it upgraded the amount of ETH you could put into a validator up to 2,048 from 32. So that's like institutional numbers, right? So if that flows into the ETF market and you start to have these yield bearing ETFs, like I think it's all planned out. Like someone knows what's going to happen with the ETH price. And like St. Wolf said, somebody had their foot on it for a while, and one day they're going to take their foot off, and then everything's just going to be open. There's going to be all these real world asset products. There's going to be stuff that Trump launches on there. Like there's going to be new stable coins that are huge. Like it's going to be a big deal. And whether that involves CBDCs or what have you, it's still like the big money is going to be on Ethereum. And we all know when Ethereum goes up, that Pulsechain SAC wallet goes up. That could be interesting.
The amount of ETH that we have, or Richard Hart has, or OA, is almost that of the ETH Foundation. It's unreal, right? It's almost right there.
We are half the crypto market cap, actually.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah. I mean, look, the elites know that we're in alts. Everybody's in Ethereum and alts. That's where it's at, right? And they're not ready to let the leash out yet. So, but when they do, it will be like that beach ball you've been holding under the water. It's just gonna fly. It's gonna be crazy.
RH could make Hexaco with his ETH.
He might just be doing that, actually.
Yeah.
I think about that a lot. Yeah. Especially after what he just went
tax
through.
island, right? Like, where everybody gets a passport if you stake X amount of hex. Like there's lots of ways you could do
it. Some real world value. Yeah.
I think there'll be tax somewhere. I feel like death and taxes is going to be proven. It just won't escape us somehow. But what it'll give is a lot of freedom. And I think especially what he's gone through. It could be something. There's going to be something, global something, right? Yeah, look, death and taxes. All right, it's going to come somewhere. But no, he's what he's been through. I think freedom always was a big thing for him, and winning is about getting freedom. But especially watching what he's been tossed around through the last couple of years, I think he's going to go for freedom, even if there's taxes involved. Just having that, which I think we all want that. I mean, right? That's what we all fight for, freedom. Yeah,
100%.
That's what the iron butt's all about, man.
Yeah. What do you think? Randy's a big fan of freedom, right, Randy?
Yeah. I think if Richard didn't have the bad experience he had here in Panama, he probably would be here. But he did have a terrible experience. I'm not going to say he's innocent, because I've seen the papers that he wrote to the embassy, and my wife has seen it, and she's like, "Holy shit, why was he involved with these people?" Type of thing. So a lot of it was his fault. But
what happened? Like, what's the story?
The story. I don't want to go down. I don't want to throw shit at Richard's reputation, but he did get involved with some people that were very close to the Noriega, the folks back in the day. Remember, Richard was here early days, 2006, 7, 8 when the Panama. Remember, 99 is when we gave the canal back to the Panamanians. The Americans gave back the canal. So that's when freedom was just blossoming here, and there was still. If you think corruption's bad now, corruption back then was just obscene. So he got involved with all the wrong people. My wife's like, this is a laundry list of everyone that's in prison.
He would have been a relatively young man then, right? Like probably like late 20s.
Yeah. So he made bad decisions. Young guy, didn't come from money. All of a sudden he had money, didn't know what to do with the money. He did a lot of bearer bonds. If you guys even remember what bearer bonds are about, whoever holds the bearer bond is the owner of the money. We don't even have those anymore. That's not even a way of, not even a financial instrument in Panama. So, it's been a while, and, bad shit happened. I don't want to go down, talk about that stuff, the bad things that happened, but, he made mistakes, and he can't come back to Panama now, even though this is a wonderful place. And I know before that bad stuff happened, he thought Panama was a wonderful place as well.
If you guys don't know what bearer bonds are, go watch Die Hard, and that's what's falling out of Klaus Gruber's satchel as he's flying off of the building. Those are bearer bonds.
Yep,
I was just thinking of Die Hard, yeah.
Just steal the bearer bonds, and whoever bears them has
bonds. Yeah.
It's kind of like crypto now, right? Like, you got the wallet keys, that's your money.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
Got the keys has got the cash. So don't give out your keys, your tools.
Yes, please don't do that, and don't update your computers using a bad website, please. Like what happened today. Jeez.
None of the above. Yeah.
Unreal.
What happened? Like updating your computer was a bad website?
Yeah, someone updated from Windows 10 to 11 today, and when they did, they lost everything.
Oh wow!
And they weren't using one of these. So.
Yeah,
that's the key. Yeah, because it must have been like it must have been something where it tracked either pulled data from the computer or like a keystroke tracker where it like was able to log into their wallet live on their computer and extract all the funds. That's and a Trezor would have solved that problem, right? Or at least made it a lot harder. So I'd recommend everybody get a Trezor, get it from the Trezor company. Don't buy it on Amazon or eBay or from your neighbor.
Yeah.
It does not protect you from social engineering, though. That's for sure.
And that's the biggest part of the problem, I think, as far as scammers go. They're getting more sophisticated, right? You have to just if you just remember, never give out your private keys or your seed phrase. That covers 90% of it, I think.
Yeah,
that covers even more than 90% of it. That does.
Does it cover your dong?
If your dong is tokenized, yes, it does. Your dong will be covered.
KG, what is that, KG?
How is it going? Can you hear me?
Yes,
Hey,
sir.
G.
What's up, KG?
Dan, how are you, sir?
Good to see everybody.
Nice to see you.
Good to see you, KG.
Thanks for
Nice
the
meeting
invite.
you.
Past Abdul.
Hey, KG. Hey, Triplet Dad, let's tell KG about that OKX feature and see if he can just pop that right into internet money.
So there was a thing. So when I installed the plugin, right, I thought something was going wrong with my Twitter feed, but any symbol that had like PLS or PLSX that has a $sign in front of it, it brings up a chart.
Wow.
I don't want to get on your nerves. You want to see it?
I mean, if you're going to show cool, innovative crypto features, I'm always on board with that.
All right.
I didn't even know you could have Twitter plugins like that. That was news to me, actually.
I had a cigar with your pop last night while watching other people win money.
Always a good time.
Yeah, it was a good time.
You know, Triplet Dad, when I was joining up the stream and I knew you were going to be on here. First of all, Randy, good to see you. Thanks for having me on. Saint Wolf, good to see you. Bright Light. I thought of
Good to see you.
a potential new name for you. It could be Thrice Great Dad.
What, great dad?
Thrice.
thrice. Oh, there you go. There you go. All right, now I got that up.
I see Pulse Ray Visions in the chat. You know, I've got to represent
Nice.
Gravity Project for all of our fellow Dark fans.
All right, so if I go to, I did it off of Rackham's feed.
Mine.
Yes.
It worked with mine. Remember?
Oh yeah, I did work with yours, huh? Randy. So you can see at my screen, right? I have the little OKX wallet plug-in right here.
Oh, look, it's even got the nopes up there too. Awesome.
And if I hover over it and click, it takes me to a chart.
Yeah, that's pretty sweet.
So, and this is like a plugin for Twitter. Tell me about that. Like, it's an app.
It's not a plugin for Twitter. It's just a plugin for the wallet, and it automatically, without my permission, integrated into Twitter. Is what it did.
Yeah, but that one is not. That's not the right nope. That's in this case, it's the incorrect one.
All right. Who did it was
No, there's kind of a risk with that if you think about
I
it.
don't disagree with that at all, buddy. To be honest with you.
Yeah, that's
right?
a little sketchy. If you didn't agree to that and it logged into your Twitter and connected to stuff.
Well,
You
Twitter-
always have to agree.
Which beer is best?
So then here's Rackham's feed. Like here it says PLSX, right?
There you go.
Look at
That's
that.
pretty cool.
Yeah, it's cool.
Ink. And then if I click on it, ink, it'll bring it up.
I think the concept of a Twitter plugin is good marketing. If that could be a thing for internet money, I think that'd be cool.
Yeah, if you could make this little hover thing happen, KG, and have it integrated into your swap, right?
That's a cool idea.
It will be easy. It won't take you any time at all.
No.
Yeah,
They're already working on it.
2 weeks max.
Max 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Code is easy. Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, 2 weeks programmed. Yeah, that is really cool. There's another cool Twitter tool. I forgot the name right now. I'll post about it later or something. But basically, they've integrated it to where you can do a bunch of stuff with your NFTs, and you can recognize other. Basically, it NFTifies Twitter. So, yeah, Twitter can be kind of like a Chrome extension plugin type platform. There's not that many apps doing it yet, but it is cool to see that really the crypto space is the one who's innovating on it the most, of course. So yeah, definitely a cool feature. Consider it on the roadmap.
Very good.
Score. See, this is how we make change, guys. You know, we just bring people on. We get them in a corner, like in public, and we force them to do things.
So since if that's the way it works, we need to ask KG for stakeable ETH ETFs.
That's
There
it.
we go.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not sure he's in charge of that.
Oh, okay. All right.
Talk to the government one time, and all of a sudden they think you're the president. Calm down, guys.
Are you going to the Bitcoin conference, buddy? I know that you're one of the very few people within the Pulsechain community that actually ventures out into other people's conferences.
I will not be going to Bitcoin this year, most likely, but I have gone to Bitcoin, and it's a very cool conference. And I recommend everybody should go to Bitcoin. I think it's in Nashville this year, right?
I think there's one in. Is it Nashville or Vegas? I thought there was one in Vegas coming up next week or this.
Last year it was Nashville because Yellow Cake
Yeah,
went.
I thought it was Vegas next week or something.
Okay, Vegas.
Yeah, I think
Okay.
it's Vegas this
But,
week.
yeah.
Next week.
Maybe there's another one.
I think you went to. Didn't you go to a Ethereum one also?
Oh yeah, I've been to several Ethereum ones, and by far, I think the best convention I've ever gone to was Consensus, and you walk into the room at Consensus and you can feel the money. Even when I went to Bitcoin Miami, which is the biggest Bitcoin event, there felt like way less money in the room. Consensus had people from all over the industry, every type of protocol, so many blockchains, tons of innovation. It was just a really cool place to be. They had developers, influencers, builders, companies, merch people, you name it. They were there. It was very, very awesome. Highly recommend Consensus. If there's ever one close to you guys, 100%.
We should have a Pulsechain booth at the next Consensus event. I think that'd be something if Rackham wants to sponsor something that marketing that means something that will actually move the dial. Like, yeah, having a large Pulsechain booth with multiple protocols represented within it would be hot.
So help me put together this presentation to him, because that is one thing that I was thinking about running by him, right? And also integrating Matt and Brian Magruder into this process, because they make freaking booths, right?
Right.
So having a badass booth that travels with whomever. And there was a little bit of a controversy on Twitter yesterday, or X yesterday, about having the boomers let go of the reins and have some young folks take over, right? If you're a guy with a gray on his chin, would you be better at Consensus than would you say somebody that's maybe 15 years younger? Because I'm 55.
You need everybody, because at Consensus there was no demographic. The demographic was, I like crypto. Some people were broke hobbyists. Some people had more money than all of us put together, and each person is going to resonate and attract a different type of archetype. So we should have techie nerds that probably shouldn't even be in public. We should have the cool people who are hip to everything, and then we should have even the triplet dads.
So myself, yellow cake, and we'll find somebody cool.
Yeah,
maybe that's passed up to him. Maybe that's yourself. Definitely St. Wolf is cool. Look at his glasses.
No, it's definitely Wolf.
But,
just think triple dad. Just think about our conference down here in Panama when you were here. Our age demographic, we were definitely 50 and up.
Yeah, very, very true, buddy.
It's mostly where the money is. Like, that's, like what the young guys can complain that they should be in charge, but there's a reason that they're not in charge, and that reason is mostly money. But it's also showing up for work. Like, show me a 20-year-old who shows up for work every day and will follow through, and I'll show you somebody who's going to be important in another 20 years.
That's a very hard thing to find. It's a very hard thing to find. There's a lot of people that have action plans within this community that last all of 5 days. Yeah. I've got the greatest marketing plan on planet Earth. And then 10 days from now, they have another greatest marketing plan on planet Earth, or whatever, right? I have a new meme coin, whatever that is. But I do think that a well-rounded group of Pulsechain contributors would be good at a Consensus, and I think we have the contacts to build. If we can build hats like this, right, and cards and all that other stuff, and the other thing, I saw Brian's booth. It was pretty awesome. At the golf event, I think that we could put together a badass booth for Consensus.
We have pros in just about every category, right? So like you don't want people to speak. You want pretty girls. We got pretty girls who can also speak. Like we have
SJ's awesome,
wide
right?
range. Exactly. Yeah.
SJ's awesome. Tam. There's a lot of women within the RH ecosystem that I would feel comfortable putting in front of people. And talking technically about this chain from a female perspective. It's pretty awesome.
That's something we would need in a booth for it to be successful, in my opinion, on that scale. Like you need a couple of pretty girls, and if they're also smart, pretty girls, bonus.
Yeah, that is bonus.
And I think we're the only chain that has that.
that has the ones that are also smart anyway. Yeah.
Yeah. I know in my previous life, IRL, right? I did Comdex, I did ISP Con, Internet of Things. I did all of those shows, right? That was my jam. I went to those all over the United States. Spent more time in hotels than I like. The Crispy also. Crispy would be, if I was going to have a guy that was going to talk about our chain from a guy sitting in a booth perspective. Crispy's badass also, right? Crispy is really good.
Tom,
Yeah,
says
really
I
well
can
at the
operate
POS
the kissing booth. In the chat. Thanks, Tom. Appreciate it.
Yeah, you're awesome, Tom.
Please send a photo, Tom.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I was there, I think another important element is fun, as silly as that might sound, because really there's a lot of chains with a lot of good tech. What really sets what sets a chain apart is the community that they're joining. I think the tech is obviously a part of it, but people are relationship-based creatures, and they want this connectivity. So there was this one booth, I won't even name the chain, but what they did was someone in their community 3D printed 800 rings that like you wear on your finger, and went and took debit cards or credit cards. They took the little antenna out of them, fused them in, and then had different rarities of the rings. So like the black ones were the rarest and the green ones. Okay. So then what you did was you went around their booth, and there was 9 stations, and each station had a project on that chain. And what you did was you took the ring, you put it on an NFC reader, so it thought it was a card, and then it unlocked the trait in an NFT on that chain. And so by the time you visited every single booth, you ended up with a 1 of 800 ring that's all that existed because some gigabrain in the community made it. Then you ended up with a rarer NFT as you went to each station. And then you met all these protocols. You had fun with the community. You got a tangible item, and you got something on chain. I thought that line was the longest line at Consensus because everybody wanted that cool little piece of tech. And so
Let's do that with hats.
Yeah, that's what I was just going to say. Hats.
I like that. That's really cool.
Brian would love to do something like that. It would be like, it would make him giggle.
You could put some tech inside the hat, like you could have there could be something in the brim that has
Sure.
such a reactivity with the device, right? That's far from impossible.
I'm still trying to convince him to make a tinfoil hat, and with the inside it says Epstein didn't kill himself.
I need Brian to make me a tinfoil hat. Mine's not very good.
And then it'll have various other Pulsechain logos and stuff on it. But I really want the tinfoil and the Epstein didn't kill himself part.
You had to represent no permissions very well today. I appreciate it.
Thank you, buddy.
Well, if you make it tinfoil, you're kind of saying that he didn't.
Yeah, maybe.
Double negative.
Oh, wait.
Double negative.
You're kind of saying he did, rather. You're kind of saying he did.
We're talking cross cancellation. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, exactly. You're like, well, wait. What do you actually believe? Is kind of like
what I believe I keep under my hat.
That's valid.
So those are the ideas that are underneath the tinfoil.
I see.
Yeah, that's how I would. That's how I explain.
I like that.
I'm gonna give you a second here, KG and Saint Wolf, if you guys want to promote any shows or any wallet stuff that's coming up, because I do have to meet Hex Monkey at 3:00 to smoke cigars, and that's important to me. It's cigars and Hex Monkey, and the other one that's important is he's buying because I buy. Yeah, so
you can't miss that.
Yeah, I can't miss that. So go ahead, KG. What you got, bud?
Yeah, so we are coming out with a big update for the wallet. And for those that don't know who are watching, I'm the founder of Internet Money Wallet. We are a multi-chain wallet on Android, iOS, and Chrome, native to Pulsechain, but we support all EVM chains. And we had just come out with a big string of updates. So if you follow our Twitter, we're about to release a big post that's going to articulate everything we just did. And what we're working on right now is enhancing the way the wallet connects to and interacts with dApps. So very soon that experience is going to be even better than it already is. And we also just launched things like fiat on-ramps, some directly into Pulsechain, 25 other chains, cross-chain swap, supports 27 chains right now, including Pulsechain, currency support for over 80 different currencies. So you can actually view your portfolio and all the price of all the tokens in 80 different currencies. Yes, we checked Fast Abdul's favorite currencies are in there. Things are going really good. We're about to surpass 75,000 downloads on the wallet, and a lot of amazing things happening around Internet Money. So if you haven't downloaded the wallet, download it, check it out. Even if you put no dollars in there, click some buttons. Maybe you'll love it, maybe you hate it, but you'll never know unless you try. And if you decide you like it, put a few dollars in there. Try swapping, try cross-chain swapping, try tracking your portfolio. We have the price for every single asset on all the chains we support in there, including Pulsechain, so you can actually see the value of your portfolio. Lots of great things going on, and we're always building.
That's awesome.
Congratulations, Katie.
Thank
you.
Cool.
Community and there's a website that recently added you. What was that?
Oh, yes. So if you head to pulsechain.com and you look at step 1 of how to get onto Pulsechain, it is Internet Money Wallet is the first recommended wallet on the main Pulsechain website, as well as on the main Pulsechain bridge. We're one of 3 wallets that are natively supported there. So take that information and do with it what you will.
Nice.
But those are both statements of fact. Thanks,
Very good, buddy.
Yeah,
no problem. I had to throw you up a softball.
I appreciate that.
Yeah. How about you, Saints? Are you going to take this entire 540 people and take them over to your room after I shut this down?
Not tonight, but definitely come to at St. Wolf Vision sometime, and the Telegram at St. Wolf Vision. We're dropping some really big alpha pretty soon. Got some things in the works. So
if you guys aren't a member of St. Wolf Vision or don't watch him on stream, it is one of the most unique streams that we have in our community. And I don't say like weird unique. It's just like, it's awesome, right? It's completely different format than you're used to seeing us taking StreamYard and throwing up a bunch of people and we all chat and bullshit back and forth, right? He is got a great streaming format. He's sitting out in the open. He's got charts going on behind him. He's got a whole thing of guests on the right hand side. And the one that I was on recently was with Panos and KR, which congratulations, I think, is in order to KR. I don't know if this is true, but I saw a post on Twitter that said he was responsible for working with the guy to get Richard Hart in that number 2 slot. If KR is actually the one who got that done, you're a badass, KR. Thank you. So I love that format, and I lurk in your Telegram room. I do read that. I don't comment a lot though.
all right on. Thanks. Really appreciate that, Triple Dad.
Very cool. And thanks for bringing him in here, Fast Abdul. I know this is your responsibility.
I admit to nothing. But if you take a look in the private chat, I have the link to the St. Wolf Vision Telegram room there if you want to post that in the chat.
Very awesome.
I'm still not an admin there, so I can't post the juicy stuff.
Copy link address.
Yeah, we just did one actually a couple streams ago with KG as well. We went in deep with Internet Money, and yeah, it was very cool. Very cool. Just learned a lot about that.
Appreciate you having me on to do that. And I think we're we're working on another stream coming up soon. That's not even going to be crypto related.
Yeah, we're gonna do another one. We're just gonna riff. We started
Are you
out
guys
some
doing a
subjects
philosophy
and
stream?
something.
That's what it's looking like.
Yeah, with science, perhaps. Will there be science?
Of course, always.
Science is another.
I'm looking at my options within
That's true. It
StreamYard,
is.
buddy. I can only put you in timeout or ban you.
Oh dear, I must be in charge.
Yeah, no, I think I could do it if I went in from the admin panel of YouTube, but I'm always just at StreamYard, so I got to do that while we're on stream one time. All right,
We'll do another day.
Randy, do you have anything you want to touch on, buddy? You have a lot of stuff cracking.
Yeah, well, Solidex, the xgame.io is coming soon. Working really hard on that. We, like I said in the beginning of the show, the bureaucracy part is done. We will be the second casino in crypto to ever have a license. The first one's over on Solana, and all I do is a coin flip game. We're going to have a whole suite of games over the next year or so. So that's coming. We're going to have staking, so you can be part of the house. There's going to be debit cards for onboarding, offboarding. We're going to have a whole bunch of different silos to buy and burn Solidex. So if you're sleeping on Solidex, I'm sorry. Then check out the Homie Farms if you're looking to earn some yield and you have some of the tokens that we have. It's not based on Hocus Pocus. Most of our farms are using 9-inch. Since we lost a lot of the farms on 9-inch, they got rid of everything. We just migrated over to the Homie Farms, and we're earning great yield over there. 100 to, I think our max is about 450% APR. That's DAT/YEP token. DAT is our token for Homie Don't Play DAT. So that's very interesting, and obviously Nope is just it's me. It's the shot across the bow to government and not asking any permissions. So no permissions.
Which one of those projects is Mike Wills in?
Mike Wills is my partner with Homie Farms, and obviously Fast Duel as well.
That's very cool. I met him in Vegas, I think, right? He was sitting right next to us. He's freaking big.
You think he's an NBA player? He just walks in. He's like, "Hey, hi, Mike. How you doing?"
Yeah, I'm 6 foot and over 250, right? And that guy made me look small. He's freaking big,
and he's a vegetarian.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. How about you, Mr. Abdul?
I really enjoy the in-person meetings for seeing how big people actually are, because you really can't tell on the screen.
You can't, buddy. I agree. Do you have anything coming up this week, or we kind of already went over it? It's up to you.
Well, I don't think so. I think I'm going to lay back and just see what happens. But there is the S-Print liquid stake print contract that will be available to the public tomorrow, along with some matching farms on Fux/2Fux. And there will be other announcements soon. So yeah,
are they already gauged, bud?
They're already gauged. Yes.
Because
there's gauge
you know a guy, right?
Farms. I'm just waiting for some votes to go through, so that people can actually make some bank on that. And there seems to be a lot of votes going through for that farm. So for no impermanent loss farming, where you're putting S-Print versus print, one always redeemable for another, I think that's going to be a big win for the community. So just one of the things we're working on for Ink Printer that we're combining with 2Fux. We're going to use all the levers we have to make that awesome. As mentioned before, there was a huge bump in the price of the print token, which I think is just the beginning. And that was probably somebody front running it based on the announcements that they heard that there's new things coming. So, and that's just the very tip of the new things. So it's going to get more interesting as we go on.
Please, if you get a chance, go front run some Bribery. I would like to see that.
Yeah, could be a thing. That I as soon as I have a little bit of time, we're going to start talking about that too, because I got tons of things coming for Bribery as well as 2Fux in the near future.
Awesome, buddy. Hey guys, well, I appreciate everybody coming on stream with us today. It's nice to have you on here, KG. St. Wolf, thank you, buddy.
Thanks for having me.
Enjoy having you both on the show. Randy, Fast Abdul, I see you guys 3-4 times a week, but still a pleasure.
Absolutely, sir. And thanks, guys, for everyone coming out.
Thanks,
Triple Dad.
Thank you, buddy. And because it's what brought us all together, I'm going to go out with some welcome to crypto. So I appreciate you guys. I'm not going to hang out in the background. So if you guys need to go do stuff, I'm not going to be in the green room because I got to go hang out with Monkey here. So appreciate you, and we'll see you next week, everybody. And I believe we are trying to get Jacob on.
That'd be good.
So
Jacob from Pulsepot / what else does he have?
Mafia.
Mafia. That's the other big one. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
should be a good chat with him.
And shout out to everyone on Iron Butt.
Iron Butt.
Iron Butts.
Crushed it. No pun intended.
Nice. All right, you guys.
Peace, you guys.
Talk to
Good seeing you.
Bye.
Night.
It's Bass God on the track.
Welcome to crypto. We out here getting figures. Stop gambling and trading stocks. They're financial killers. But see, with every upside there's a slide. An embodiment of crypto is Hex. We got a winner. My name is Corey, an investor, and I'm winning. A Hexagon for life. I just retired, now I'm chilling. But see, I took an early L. Friends thought I couldn't tell if Hex was some magic money, and I was under a spell. But I exhale, cause my research, it didn't fail. I invested in Hex, then became a whale. I'm making waves now. I tell you there's a way how to stake it, then forget it, and chill in Dubai or Cape Town. But after the highs, there's always a drought. And that's when the scammers, the FUD, and the wolves are out. I'm trying to educate just to mentally stimulate people who felt like me, like I'm always missing my break. That's why I wait, man, I sit back, observe the bait. A piece of cake when the finished product's on the plate. So don't wait, go to hex.com, mate. Cause Hexagons rep from the US to the Aussie state, which means we down under, I mean we underground. I see you haven't heard of us, millionaires all around. You heard of Bitcoin, Ethereum, and blockchain though? Well, Hex is simply better code, Crypto 2.0. Welcome to crypto, we out here making figures. Stop gambling and trading stocks, they're financial killers. But see, with every upside there's a slide. An embodiment of crypto is Hex, we got a winner. So, back to the story, investors, they see the glory within Hex. Through a DEX is verified, we don't need a Maury, which means no middleman. No man to tell a story, stories told. It's on the blockchain, just a few years old. But this about the money, and money rules the world in politics. And if it's in the wrong hands, your baby girl, we're here to make a change. My mind's on future gains, we change the conversation, but the money made is insane. Are you a Hexagon or not? Does Hex always make new highs? The truth. Where all the haters at, shaking in they boots, while we show up to these conferences in $10,000 suits. That's something like, we ain't talking about the drinks of flight. Hexagon shine like you stargazing to the night. That's something light. Hexagon shine like you stargazing to the night. Welcome to crypto, we out here getting figures. Stop gambling and trading stocks, they're financial killers. But see, with every upside there's a slide. An embodiment of crypto is Hex, we got a winner.